there's a lot of stakeholders out there that want to engage with ESCRS. And you guys have some really great themes, things like sustainability, charity. Can you tell me more about what's important?
Our purpose, of course, is education, is research, but is also charity. I will try to have more initiatives of networking.
Well, we've got Filomena here as our guest today. So excited that you're here with us. Thanks for joining.
No, thank you for having me.
So, going into next year, that's going to be ESCRS 2024 in Barcelona.
Yeah,
And that's exciting. That's on the Iberian Peninsula as well.
right.
So is there something special about holding meetings on the Iberian Peninsula? Is it about the great weather or other things in ophthalmology?
No, well, Barcelona is right on the spot of Europe, of course. But for me, it has a special interest, of course, because I'm not Spanish, but I'm Portuguese, so I'm Iberian. And we have also a lot of connections with Latin America people and Brazil. So I think that also makes a bridge very good to Europe.
Wow, yeah, that is exciting. That we see a lot of these bridges forming post-pandemic, maybe partly due to Zoom, but now that we're all meeting again, we can form these bridges between Europe and Latin America or Asia Pacific. It's very exciting times, no?
Yes, of course. I think they feel also this connection.
Mm,
All Latin America, Spanish language, but also Brazil with the Portuguese language.
yeah.
And yes, we have a very good relationship with this geographic area. So I hope so. And I truly believe that we'll have a lot of people from there.
The Braskers in Brazil, very strong
Very
Congress too.
strong. Yes, this year 5,000 delegates. So it's becoming a huge congress also.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, Filomena, you're such a cool, down-to-earth person, but you are incoming president of the ESCRS. And so I'm wondering if, executive leadership is evolving in our ophthalmology community to be more in touch with the average surgeon or even allied health professionals. Do you think we're all getting a bit down to earth nowadays in modern ophthalmology?
Yes, it's true that, well, we try to bring education. It's our purpose. And starting from the basics and go into the complex and across all the cataract surgery, cataract refractive surgery, refractive, pure refractive surgery. So I think we cover very well all the spectrum of the ophthalmology in this regard.
Awesome. I imagine that there's a lot of stakeholders out there that want to engage with ESCRS. And you guys have some really great themes, things like sustainability, charity. And I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about these themes in case more industry or doctors want to align with the things that ESCRS cares about. So can you tell me more about what's important?
Yes, well, ECRS is a charity. So, like that, our purpose, of course, is education, is research, but is also charity. And we have amazing projects in Africa, for instance, in Mozambique, which is also a country with the Portuguese language. And we try to bring to these countries all the ability to be trained in the surgery, training the trainings. So we develop all these kind of actions in these need countries, and we are so proud of that. All stakeholders can be together with us, and we try to promote, of course, all these initiatives and bring more people to be awareness of the needs of these countries and colleagues that we have there.
Right. Well, they use an acronym in our industry called EMEA, and it seems like Europe, Middle East, Africa, a lot of industry dedicates portions of their commercial representatives to this region. But maybe that also means that Europe is especially linked to these other regions, and it's very good that you're involved. Therefore, in other communities such as Africa, do you feel that there is a special positioning to help Africa, for example?
Yes, there is a special position. Of course, Europe is very well connected historically with different countries in Africa,
Yes.
not only Portugal, but Spain and France and England. So we have this connection. We have the language connection also, and that bring bridges between us. Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's a great point. Now, Ukraine is also a big part of the charitable efforts that you've done with outreach. Tom, your managing director, I know has been there several times. And how does the ESCRS feel about that subject currently? I mean, it seems like it's very important to offer support because the war has taken such an effect on eye care, and it's important to respond. Is that right?
Yes, it's true. Since the beginning that we are together with Ukraine, we try to offer every supplies that they need in these days. We have here a huge representation also of Ukraine colleagues. They are coming here to receive some more education also, but also we are promoting new initiatives like the simulator, the moving simulator of ECRS, that was just now in was last month there to train also the residents of Ukraine. So we are quite involved on this and try to provide any kind of suppliers and instruments and education that they need in these difficult days.
Now, speaking one more time about 2024, what are you most excited about for the meeting next year?
Well, we'll going to try to provide more. As we talk, we need this touch between people, and something that we cannot have in digital ways is networking. So I will try to have more initiatives of networking to provide this physical way to be together and well make friends, exchange expertise, also tips, pearls, and connecting people.
That's great. And for those that want to get to know you better too, Filomena, how did you come into the ESCRS presidency? Because, you strike me as somebody that is very well informed, but also very humble. How did you rise to such an important position?
Well, I start with the ECRS when the Congress of ECRS was in Lisbon in 2017. At that time, I was as a co-opt board to provide some connections with Lisbon and Portugal for the organization of the Congress and the program. And I liked it so much the experience that I stayed there as co-opt for the 2 years. After that, I ran for the elections in the ECRS, and hopefully I was elected for the board. So the year after that, I was elected secretary of the ECRS, and the next year I was the president elected. So, but it really was an amazing experience. I enjoy all the activities, all the charity projects, all the program, scientific program, and the programs for training and education. It's something that I really like and motivates me a lot.
Okay. So that means that I guess we'll be doing more with women in ophthalmology.
Yeah, woman, but not only that, spread all over the countries, all over the regions, no, not only Europe. Try to provide opportunities for everyone, put the young generation on the spot also,
Yeah.
and we'll try to promote all these initiatives to have very inclusive community.